You know, this time of year I call it my catch-up month because in May everything happens at once and it's easy to get behind because there's so much to be done in the garden. But if you can remember to stay busy with disbudding perennials and keeping things thinned out and weeded, it'll make the rest of your summer a lot more pleasant. Now right now I'm just deadheading some peonies. I have a rose bush mixed in with it, and I've got some nice blossoms coming on that blend together with this particular color. But I've got to stay ahead of the game in order to keep plenty of room in the garden. Because look what happens when you get a little overcrowded or a little bit too much rain. If you look down the corner here, these bluebells are suffering from powdery mildew fungus. And although I've tried to keep them thinned out and plenty of air movement around them, there's been so much rainy, wet weather that they developed a good case of powdery mildew, and there's really not a lot I can do about that at this point. Now looking back on up here, here's an example of what disease resistance can do for you. This is Christopher Columbus rose, and I just need to take this one off that's gone on by and disbud it because I've got some nice ones coming along here. Now Christopher Columbus is disease resistant. It was introduced just a few years ago. However, it's not aphid resistant, and I've got a little bit of damage started right here. Now if aphids start feeding on your roses, you can start off with a hard spray of water to keep them at bay. If that doesn't work, try some insecticidal soap. But I just want to show you that there's no black spot on here. There's some Oklahoma soil that rained on from the sky, but there is no black spot. And in my yard, with small children around and a busy schedule, I don't have time to spray everything, and I wouldn't want to anyway. So if it's a rose, if it won't survive on its own, it doesn't go in the yard. And here's another rose called Brass Band. It's another one of the new, more disease-resistant varieties. I have a ladybug working on there. Hopefully she's going to find some aphids, but again, no black spot. Now if you have some perennials that are looking overcrowded, like these hardy phlox right here, let me give you a tip on how to keep powdery mildew to a minimum. If you'll just go down to the base of the plant and thin out about every other stalk, you're going to find that the remaining ones are going to bloom more fully. You're going to end up with a nicer clump of plants than if you left it too full. And that'll help with powdery mildew control.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. You can also find more recent videos on our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.